Hello and welcome to How's That? It's Tuesday. Monday saw a good game for Rajasthan Royals, but not too good for Chennai Super Kings. Good morning to you, Vijay.
Yeah, good morning. Very heartbreaking for the Chennai Super King fans because they would have expected this team to do well. If it hasn't, there's a lot of introspection to be done for MS Dhoni and company.
We'll jump into it straight away. I think Dhoni, it starts with Dhoni. It starts with the intent of the batsman. Yesterday, I did not see very good intent from the batsman. Shane Watson tried to force the pace a little bit, but tried too much too soon, perhaps, without even assessing the nature of the track.
Yes, I think there is for some good reason the fans have been saying that it's a dad's army, and they've been picking holes in the CSK challenge, and I can understand why, because when you have Shane Watson, Faf du Plessis, MS Dhoni, and Ravindra Jadeja as the key members, they are not really past their prime. Watson, yes, he's retired, but he has been delivering, and MS Dhoni is an evergreen hero. I mean, you never know when he can come back. So it's very sad they've not been able to adjust to the pitches, the challenges that have come in the second half of the tournament. But my heart goes out to Dhoni because he has given everything to this team.
There's no doubt, Vijay, that he has tried very hard and he's tried to motivate the troops. But it seems very difficult when you have actually 2.5 batsmen. I'm discounting Mahendra Singh Dhoni here for the moment because he's not been in the best of forms. He's had one half century, has not been able to convert those good starts into big scores. Ravindra Jadeja has come into his own, but gets to bat too little and is not able to make so much of a difference. So primarily, Chennai Super Kings has had just two batsmen. We are looking at Faf du Plessis and Ambati Rayudu as the two key batsmen. Shane Watson, of course, he has had a couple of good knocks, but I think inconsistency has been a bane for Shane Watson. And with just 2.5 batsmen, they dearly miss Suresh Raina.
Suresh Raina was missed big time. I mean, if you see Watson after those first four failures came back, promised a lot, but did not deliver. Dhoni has kind of first time I feel he has buckled under the pressure of captaincy, motivating his players. He keeps talking of a process, keeps talking of players should not be repeating their mistakes, but nobody seems to be listening. Nobody seems to be improving. And I think Stephen Fleming has also run out of ideas. But you never know, Rajaraman. I know it may sound very outlandish to expect CSK to come back from whatever position they are in. But there is always a big if. What if here? What if there? Some team doesn't do well. So CSK can grab that opportunity. But you're right about Suresh Raina. His absence has caused havoc in the CSK batting lineup.
And Dwayne Bravo not playing his usual cricket and not being 100%, missing out on a lot of games, including the crucial one against Rajasthan Royals. It leaves Chennai Super Kings in a limbo. It's going to be tough for them to qualify. Of course, they've got 4 matches left. And even if they win all the 4 matches, they're dependent on other sides to do badly. It is going to be tough for them to make it to the playoff stage. Let's watch what Stephen Fleming has to say about getting to the playoffs.
It's pretty down, to be honest, and fair enough too. We've come close on a couple of games, but today we were thoroughly outplayed. So you usually get a bit of hope and confidence moving forward when you get positives. But we knew it was a crucial game today to stay real in the competition. I think outside chance we possibly get through, but when you're relying on other results and a change in form for your own team, it's very hard to be upbeat and positive. So we've got to look at our next 4 encounters and make sure that we either get back in the competition, hang into the competition, or we'll find out some answers with some other players that we've got.
Fleming has got a bit boring, which I must be honest and say this, that watching Fleming press conference after press conference has got a little tough. But to give him credit, he has been very honest about where Chennai Super Kings stand now. Depending on other sides for positive results for Chennai Super Kings is going to be one big ask.
Yeah, but hats off to Stephen Fleming. He's there after every game, loss after loss, trying to put up a brave front, smiling, answering to the best of his ability, without trying to run anybody down. But you're right, it has become a bit of a bore because you have to have other perspective also. I would love to know someone else coming from Chennai Super Kings and talking about what went wrong. But as the coach, he has every right to give out whatever the official position is. But yes, if he's thinking of bringing in some new faces, fair enough. But it's going to be very, very tough for CSK, no doubt about that.
Especially considering the fact that they've got two very strong teams to begin with, the remaining 4 games. The first of it is against Mumbai Indians, and then there is Royal Challengers Bangalore. Virat Kohli's team has come into its own, looking very good, especially after Chris Morris's staging a comeback from injury. I think these 2 matches will really leave Chennai Super Kings out of the tournament.
Hard times for Chennai Super Kings, hard times for the superb. I mean, they have the best fan base. Amazing loyalty, amazing passion they bring to their job when supporting the team. But yes, you have to move on. If they run into RCB and they're running into Mumbai Indians, they'll have to be at their very, very best. They'll have to win by very big margins to stay in contention. But everything is loaded against CSK.
The fan base will be challenged now, Vijay, to my mind, because I can hear murmurs about the favoritism shown to Kedar Jadhav, if I might use that word. Coming in at number 7, I mean, if you're chosen as a specialist batsman in difficult conditions, and if you're not preferred to bat higher up in the order, it tells you that you're just being accommodated in the side. And Kedar Jadhav has made very little contribution to Chennai Super Kings this year.
Kedar Jadhav, I think, I don't want to be harsh, but I was never really impressed with him as a match winner. He has played a few big, good innings for India, no doubt. But here, he has looked completely out of place. Completely out of place. He lacks form and he lacks the zeal to perform. He comes there, he just walks in without, as if he is very disinterested in the position that he has been given to as in the batting slot. But he has performed miserably and is one of the reasons why CSK has suffered, because apart from the fact that Raina was missing, inconsistent Shane Watson, but I think Kedar Jadhav also will have to take a lot of flack.
Yeah, I think it's fair that we'll be turning that over. We've been very consistent over the years with our selections, and it's fair to say, looking at the table now, that this team may have run out a bit of juice. But if you're looking at a 3-year cycle, we won the first year, we lost off the last ball last year. I think we always thought the third year with an aging group was going to be difficult. The fact in Dubai has challenged us with a whole new set of requirements. So, yeah, we've got some players here we want to have a look at, and we need to make sure we're still very engaged in the competition and finding out some good answers to some of the players we've got moving forward.
I think it's only fair, Vijay, that we talk about the Rajasthan Royals bowling, which put Chennai Super Kings in such a spot of bother yesterday. First up, it was Jofra Archer, who bowled a terrific spell. And then there were the 2 leg spinners, Shreyas, Gopal and Rahul Tewatia, who stifled Chennai Super Kings batsmen. It was good to see them bowl both in tandem, and I think they enjoyed themselves very much.
I think it's a matter of confidence. You look at Archer. I mean, he is doing nothing wrong. If you look at his performance, 9 times out of 10 he has delivered, and he is enjoying his role. So same for Tewatia. He's enjoying this new stardom. He's looking at a spot in the Indian team, and nothing wrong with it. At some point, he may get an opportunity because it's a long season ahead. With Shreyas Gopal as company, I think he had the ideal partner. Because Shreyas Gopal, again, is a very competitive cricketer. He brings a lot of variety to his bowling, and it was a good pair, no doubt.
Let's watch what Steve Smith has to say.
Yeah, they bowled beautifully in the middle. They just squeezed, bowled really good lengths, changed it up with their googlies and leg spinners, and were just magnificent, I thought. Just the areas they bowled, they didn't let their batters off at all. There were no free hits or step hits. They made them work for every run on a wicket that was a little bit stoppy and slow. So I thought they bowled beautifully in the middle there.
Vijay, from the Rajasthan Royals perspective, they did nearly everything right, except that many of us did not understand why Jaydev Unadkat was left out and Ankit Rajput was brought in. There was solid defense by Steve Smith in that last game when Unadkat went for runs in the 19th over. You would expect a captain and a coach to back a bowler like Jaydev Unadkat. It was surprising to see them drop Unadkat and bring in Ankit Rajput. There didn't seem to be too much logic in that decision.
You are absolutely spot on, Rajaraman. I mean, I would have backed Unadkat for the fact that he's experienced, for the fact that he takes punishment. He takes punishment, and man to man, I will never pick Ankit Rajput ahead of Unadkat for the simple fact that Unadkat is a left arm and he brings variety to the attack.
There was a similar change in Chennai Super Kings side, Vijay. We saw Piyush Chawla come in for Karan Sharma. It did not make too much sense to me, given the fact that Chawla tend to float the ball a little bit higher than Karan Sharma. On a track where the ball would stop and come, like we got to see yesterday, I thought Karan Sharma would have been a little bit more effective. But then the match was lost because the Chennai Super Kings batsmen did not do a good job. And then what you got to see was even the Rajasthan Royals batsmen struggling a bit. Deepak Chahar bowling a very good first spell along with Josh Hazlewood. And then Chennai Super Kings just let the match drift away from it, thanks to a superb knock by Josh Butler.
See, when Josh Butler bats like that, what can you do? I mean, he had made up his mind that he had to finish the game. He was after those three early setbacks. It was a challenge for Rajasthan Royals, no doubt. Smith came good. He played second fiddle to Butler, and they enjoyed the chase. But you're right about Piyush Chawla. They probably the fact that the pitch was the surface prompted his selection ahead of Karan Sharma, who likes a ball to bounce, who likes the ball to rip, come fast off the pitch. But this probably suited Chawla more. But CSK's problems are endless.
We have also got to talk a little bit about the difference that we got to see in batting. Josh Butler, perhaps the standout batsman of the game yesterday, even though Jadeja got a 35 of 30 delivery, it was Josh Butler who made the difference yesterday. In a bowler's match, to be scoring 70 runs at fast clip and to be playing the kind of shot that he did, very clean cricketing shots, and then clearing the field when he wanted to, was wonderful to watch Josh Butler bat the way he did.
Oh yes, if I'm not mistaken, Rajaraman, I think he began with the reverse sweep, right? So that itself, his intent was very clear that he is going to get on with this game. He is going to dominate the bowlers, and he showed the wide range of his shots, and he was willing to play them. The main thing is at times you're apprehensive, you're not sure of yourself given the state of the pitch. But he was in his elements, and given the fact that in the company of Smith, and that they were guiding each other, and it worked very well for Rajasthan Royals.
Let's watch what Steve Smith has to say.
I think he just came out with a really positive mindset, took the game on by playing his cricket shots, hit the ball nice and hard, and his mindset was really positive. So made things a lot easier for me at the other end. I was able to get myself into my innings, and we could afford to do that, chasing only 120 odd. So it was a nice partnership, and really enjoyed batting with Josh out there today. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Josh is obviously an unbelievable player at the top, but I also believe he's got capabilities to do things that AB de Villiers and Pollards and Hardik Pandyas, guys like that, can do at the back end, and I think those kind of players at the back end win your game. So it's a difficult one. I know Josh loves batting up top as well, so that conversation is a difficult one, but he provides such great stability in the middle, and the power and innovation that he's got is second to none. So we're obviously very lucky to have a player like like Joss and the ability that he's got in our lineup, and the versatility that he's got in his batting as well.
The road ahead for Rajasthan Royals is going to be as tough as it is for Chennai Super Kings. There is one match against Mumbai Indians. Then there is Kolkata Knight Riders, which is a very strong outfit at this point of time. Kings 11 Punjab is another side standing in the way. And there is Sunrisers Hyderabad, which perhaps is the easiest of the 4 games left for Rajasthan Royals.
Yeah, I think Rajasthan has found winning ways, Rajaraman. If you see the fact that Butler was in such roaring form, Smith is looking very determined. I think this could be the best time for the team to click and play to its best potential for a place in the playoff.
I think the fact that they've got Robin Uthappa to open the innings has worked well for them, because Butler can be used as a finisher, and he came good yesterday. And if he's going to show this kind of intent with Ben Stokes at the top of the order, then I think Rajasthan Royals is quite sorted. Vijay, before we take on tonight's match, let us hear this question from Raj Nathwani, who's from North Stand Gang, Mumbai.
Sir, as we see, IPL is the best league in the world, and there is no doubt about that. And every year, new talent comes up and shines on the big stage. But sir, if we see our T20 Indian T20 side, it is much similar to ODI side, and it is not struck the balance yet. So as there are 2 consecutive World Cups in 2 years, so do you feel that we should have a specialized T20 side and look for a new look T20 side?
A good question, Raj. I mean, there's been a policy of some teams where they look to separate Test players from T20 players, and even the one-day teams now. So you look at somebody like Cheteshwar Pujara. He doesn't get to play a T20 at all. He's a good Test match player. So I think there is, with so much of cricket happening, so much of private leagues happening. Of course, Indians can't go and play other private leagues. There is a good reason to raise a separate T20 team, because it's a very different skill. It's a very different league. So it's a good suggestion. What do you think, Rajaraman?
I think it's a good question, no doubt about that, Vijay. Rajesh raised a very pertinent point. If India should look at having a separate side for the 50-over game and a separate team for the 20-over game. But I don't think it is going to work out that way, because traditionally, we have not had the mindset where we are separating teams. It's only in the last few years that we've isolated some players, branded them as test cricketers, and kept them out of white ball cricket. Cheteshwar Pujara, Hanuma Vihari are 2 good examples, and maybe even Ishant Sharma. It's going to be tough for India to find players separately for T20. And I have always believed, Vijay, that IPL, while it is a very, very good tournament, high quality cricket is played there, that should not be the basis on which an Indian team is chosen. You will get to see some good quality performances, but you have to wait and watch how players perform in international conditions. Of course, you have to give them the break, and if they come good, good for Indian cricket. But I don't think you can pick a team based on what you get to see in IPL alone.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, and also you have to look at how they perform in domestic cricket. So that also is very crucial. So you have a very, very valid point.
I think the whole thing is about temperament. Of course, you're getting to play some international quality bowlers, but as Ajay Jadeja asked us a couple of days ago, who are the bowlers who are going for the big sixes? It is not Jofra Archer who's being hit for sixes by young Indian batsmen. Similarly, young Indian bowlers have not made such a deep impact by taking high quality wickets. Karthik Tyagi, for example, has been bowling brilliantly. According to me, he's been the find of this tournament. For me, he has been very good. Ravi Bishnoi is another good candidate. Rahul Tewatia, as Ajay Jadeja said, must be nurtured by the Indian team. But we don't know. If you throw them into the deep end is when you get to know whether they are of international quality or not. But I guess we've got to be patient with the cricketers. And as it stands, I think India has got a pretty decent T20 side. No need to tinker with something that is already working well.
Yeah, I mean that one little step, which establishes you at the international level is what matters.
And I haven't found that player, Vijay. To be very honest, I haven't found that player who's going to make the difference between a semi-final appearance for the Indian team and a final appearance in the World T20. I haven't seen a player of that quality yet. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm being too harsh in judging the youngster. There is good quality. You just got to nurture them and give them the right opportunities to come good. Tonight's match, Vijay, is Delhi Capitals versus Kings 11 Punjab. Delhi Capitals sitting pretty at the top, but Kings 11 Punjab needing to win this one to stay in contention for a playoff spot.
Yeah, Kings 11 Punjab, the way they've come back after the last game, winning the fabulous pulsating encounter, and KL Rahul in form, Mayank Agarwal looking good, Chris Gale promising so much. So I think Delhi Capitals will not. It won't be easy for Delhi Capitals to think of beating Kings 11 Punjab tonight.
It's going to be a challenge though for Kings 11 Punjab. They have not had 2 days even properly to recover from a very emotionally, from a very high charge contest that they won after 2 super overs. It's going to be difficult for them. Hopefully Kumble and Rahul will have got the team to relax a little bit and then step in fresh on the field tonight against Delhi Capitals.
Absolutely right, yeah.
Vijay, on that note, I'm going to take leave of you. Thank you very much for your time. As always, it's been pretty engaging and illuminating.
Yeah, thank you, Rajaraman. Have a good day.